You're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, and you can see this power trend is really starting to flex its muscles now. Today, up 202 points, not bad. We went on green on the day that I think it was May 10th here. Yeah, when it went 12,337 was the high, which made a new high above the 12,269. So we were on yellow, we were on caution until then, and we've been rewarded with a nice uptrend for going green. Obviously the Nasdaq had this nice run in January, pulled back 50% retracement, and then came up to that previous high, but you could see it's making higher lows. And now when it made the higher high, we went green. And it's been real strong ever since, and it shows no signs of slowing down. And Apple is one of the stocks was on our ready list, and I believe it's still actionable up until about 184, 185. Yeah, I know it would be a new high, but Apple, 184.95. So yeah, if it gets above there, then you're kind of chasing a little bit. But this looks a lot like the Nasdaq, and I mean, the Nasdaq's not going to go higher without Apple, so it's pretty much a proxy for the indexes. And so goes Apple, so goes the market. It's doing really well. And Tesla is another one. Obviously, it's one of those the grade 8 or divine 9 or whatever you want to call them. Tesla's been up 12 sessions in a row, and you can see the big volume coming in here. That is not Aunt Sally buying this stock. I'm wondering which stock gets to 300 first, Tesla or SMCI. SMCI pulled back a little bit today. It was down to like 245. Yeah, I'm sure it shook some recent buyers out, but this stock is super strong. And you can see the fast rising green line there, which is the 10 EMA, and then the 21 EMA just shooting straight up the RS line. Super strong stock. Yeah, like I said, it was down 245 and ended up at 258, so $13 off the lows, and only closed down a little more than 1%. So there's demand for that stock. You got to expect some profit taking along the way. Even Qualcomm in 1999 didn't go up every day, although it seemed like it did. And I wouldn't be surprised after that nice shakeout for SMCI to resume its uptrend. Anyway, I just want to do a different format today. I want to take a look at some of our leading stocks or stocks on our watch list that are making new highs. This is Vita COCO, and it's just trending beautifully. I mean, it pulled back to the 50. I believe that was an earnings call, and it pulled back and then just resumed its highs, made another new high today. ACLS. These are not setups, by the way. I'm just pointing out strength. That's all. This is a breakout from a base and just now a trending high above its rising 10 EMA. ACLS with a nice gain again today. A lot of the semiconductors were strong today and software. This is ELF, made a new high today. And then this is what ELF does, right? It just forms a shelf, the ELF on the shelf, and it just gradually grinds higher, as you can tell by these moving averages. Now, when the Nasdaq was suffering last year in 2022, you can see ELF was just grinding higher. And stocks that outperform during the downtrends usually outperform during the uptrends, and ELF is holding true to form. DXCM is another one that was on our ready list, and it made a new high today, but to me that's still in a base. You got to check out the weeklies when you're reviewing. Yeah, that's consolidating, so I would expect this thing to break out here soon. Not putting a timeline on it, no pressure. It's gonna break out and when it wants to, but this is another one, Fluence Energy. We had a couple buy points on this one. We had an early buy point, now a standard buy point. It's still above that, but it hasn't pushed away from its base. It's still close enough to its buy point, but it made a new high today. And Fix is another one, made a new high, but it's starting to push away from its base a little bit. And I don't know, above 160, you're probably chasing this one a little bit. Anyway, okay, that's enough of that. We're going to go to the semiconductor stocks because NVIDIA had formed that 3 weeks tight pattern. I might as well show it since I'm talking about it. Here's your tight pattern, and now today it traded tight again today on the daily. You can see if I zoom in here, it's just an inside day. right here, which is bullish. You can see this bull wedge back to the 10, and now it's just starting to push away from that. Very strong stock. You know, NVIDIA is one of the leaders. You got to find a way in, and that's, to me, is an opportunity. And then let's not waste that. AMD, they have a presentation tomorrow. Lisa Su will be speaking at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That would be 1 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm sure she's going to provide a good, presentation and a roadmap for her artificial intelligence plans. But it could be a sell the news event, no matter what she says. You never know. This is such a strong tape, though, that any pullback would be, an opportunity, and that's what we're looking for here is pullbacks, like we got with SMCI today. MRVL is another one on our leader list. There's another kind of like NVIDIA, a bull wedge back to the 10, didn't even make it back to the 10, and now it's starting to push away a little bit. RMBS, I'm just bringing this one up. I haven't even seen it, but yeah, it's holding above the 10. Another bullish pattern here for RMBS. It took a little breather today. All right. What else was I going to look at here? Oh, software. INTA. This is one that was formed a nice little pattern here. I was kind of put it on the list this weekend at 45.92. I didn't, and oh, maybe I did. Maybe it is on the watch list. I got to check. I know I didn't highlight it though. So this one at 47.04 would be the standard buy point, and I have a feeling that one's going to get away pretty quick if you don't get on it. IoT, Samsara is another strong software stock, broke out, I believe, after earnings, and then it got a pump from the TV evangelist Jim Cramer last week, and it's just showing strength. So congrats to the longs there. That one looks good. And another one that I like is Monday, and this one is actionable here, as it it's this right side of this base here is really steep, so it needs some time to flatten out a little bit and let these moving averages to catch up. So I think it's on our watch list. I'm pretty sure. I need to highlight this though for our ready list. This thing's getting ready to move higher. Real strong stock. Bentley Systems. This is a design, I believe, computer software design, and this one just broke out and is ripping higher. Pulled back to the 10 and found support. That one looks good. DigitalOcean is one that I really like because of the fundamentals and the technicals. It's got a real strong growth profile, a couple bucks in earnings next year. Broke out of the stage 1 base. I think that one moves higher. But I want to point out that there is now a divergence with software. It's not just all trading in a group. Some are doing well, some are not. HashiCorp crash and burn last week. SMAR Smart Sheet, this one crashed and burned, just no strength. So you can't just buy any software stock. It's still a stock picker's market. You have to be selective. And that is evident in biotech, as I always like to say, the outhouse or the penthouse. EXAS, this one broke out of a base, trading higher, looking beautiful. IMGN, this one was on our watch list, formed the high tight flag pattern, which is rare. And I see a lot of people posting high tight flag patterns. This is a high tight flag with a short stroke pattern right there. Just beautiful. And of course, it's resuming higher. This is got a cancer drug. Positive results, so that one looks good. Speaking of positive results, Biogen got a favorable FDA decision, and it's a big stock. It was up 1.5% today. I expected a bigger move from that one. AKRO is another one that looks real good here, 54.88 the buy point, so that one's probably going to be added. I know people say, oh, it's got no earnings, got no sales. How can you recommend these biotech stocks? Just technically, that's all, not fundamentally. And you can see the RS line pointing higher. The RS line looks like a cup with a handle pattern. Anyway, let's move on from the biotech to something that I just can't get into, but they're really breaking out here. This is Carnival Cruise Lines here. Nice pattern here. Breaks out 12.5% with 285% above average daily volume. You have to like that pattern. This is a Norwegian Cruise Line. This is on our watch list as well. It will remain with 1812 a standard buy point. These stocks are strong. You see the big volume bars here. So don't count them out just because they're not your software or your AI stocks. these things are performing well, and Royal Caribbean looks to be the leader. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm trying to keep my videos short, and if you have any questions, just post them. And if you have any stocks that you want covered, just let me know. We never give up.